Bless up my sports to the one people. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for checking this one out. So we're gonna spend some time looking at that first test between India and South Africa. A very impressive victory for South Africa away from home. I can just imagine how they are buzzing, especially Captain Bavuma. Yes, he actually had to endure some unkind words throughout that test. So, he got the last laugh in that first test there. So, we're going to go through the scorecard. We saw where they bowled India out for 93 in their second innings to basically win the game by 30 runs. Very impressive there. So, we'll zoom in on that. Plus, we're also going to be talking about a few players from the Caribbean who were retained ahead of the next IPL auction. Yes, so a couple days ago, I think it was yesterday, I spoke about Sheffield Rutherford being traded to Mumbai Indians and Andre Russell being released by KKR. So there are a few players here that have been retained that I will be zooming in on. So just give a listening ear, my people, and you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. All right, so in case you weren't following this test, I saw the first 2 days, but I wasn't really keeping up with the rest of it. No, let's just get into it. So the first 2 days I saw day three, which was last night for us when we were playing the ODI there. I didn't pay attention to it. So let's just go through the scorecard real quick. Now, South Africa batting first. They were bowled out for 159. Yes, 159 in their first innings. Second innings, they scored 153. That's after India got 189. No, South Africa, that 153 meant that they gave India a target of 124. Yes, my people, 124 was the target for India at home, and they didn't even get close to it. So let's just take a look at some of the top performers there. So South Africa in their first innings, Aiden Markram at the top got 31. Right, he led the way. Rickleton got 23, Mulder got 24, and Tony DeZerzi, he scored 24. So those were the main contributors there. Bowling for India, as expected, they were led by Bumrah. Bumrah picked up 5 for 27 from 14, which is impressive. 5 for 27 from 14 is very impressive. Kuldeep Yadav got 2 for 36. Mohamed Siraj picked up 2 for 47. We also saw Aksar Patel getting 1 for 21 from his 6. Now, South Africa also was impressive. Obviously India got past their 159, as I said earlier, got a little lead. They got up to 189. Batting for them, KL Rahul 39, Washington Sundar 29. We also saw Richard Pant getting 27, Ravindra Jadeja getting 27. So those were the main contributors. Now, bowling for South Africa in that first innings, Simon Harmer, he picked up 4 for 30 from 15.2. And he wasn't finished, I will let you hear exactly what he did in the second innings also. So 4 for 30 in the first innings. He was supported by Marco Jensen, who got 3 for 35 from 15. Maharaj and Bosch, they picked up 1 each. No, that is how it went. South Africa, batting a second time, they still got in the 150s, 153, right, all out. And they were led by Captain Bavuma, who scored 55 off that, right? 55 off 136. Kobin Bosch got 25. Those were the guys there that did most of the batting. Bowling for India, they were led this time by Ravindra Jadeja, who picked up 4 for 50. Mohamed Siraj and Kuldeep Yadav got 2 wickets each. Aksar Patel and Bumrah picked up 1 each in that second innings. Now, India with a target of 124 to win at home. They probably fancied themselves. They were probably smiling going in. Well, South Africa had other ideas, right? The Jeswal was removed without scoring. KL Rahul got 1. Washington Sundar 31. Jorel got 13. Right, Jadeja fought a little bit in the middle with 18. Patel got 26. So, those were the guys that did some work there. Shubman Gill, he didn't bat. He was out hurt. I think, I don't know if it was some, well, not even say out hurt. He was absent, right? I think it was some muscle spasm that they said he was suffering with, but he didn't bat. And let's just take a look at the bowling for South Africa. Marco Jensen 2 for 15. And remember in the first innings, I told you that, Simon Harmer, he did pretty well. Also in the second innings, he picked up 4 for 21 from 14. Yes, 4 for 21 from 14. Maharaj picked up 2 for 37. Aiden Markram got 1 for 5 from 3 overs. So South Africa putting together some wonderful bowling there to whip India by 30 runs. Yes, by 30 runs, my people. So not a lot of batting happened in that game, but South Africa, they managed to pull off that impressive win away from home in that condition there. So congratulations to South Africa. And as I said at the top of the video, Captain Temba Bavuma had to go through some name calling and stuff like that in the early part, in the early part of the test. So good to see that he came out with a win. Harmer doing pretty well with his right arm off breaks and getting South Africa over the line. So congratulations to them. Now let's just finish up with this little bit of news about a couple of Caribbean players who have been retained. So Romari Shepherd retained by RCB. Yes, so Romari Shepherd, he has been retained. Ravman Powell and Sunil Narayan, they have been retained by KKR. Right, so that Ravman Powell and Sunil Narayan. Shimran Hetmyer has also been retained by Rajasthan Royals, and Nicholas Puran has been retained by LSG, right? That's a Lucknow Super Giant. So all those guys have been retained. So let me see: Romari Shepherd, Ravman Powell, Sunil Narayan 3, Hetmyer 4, Puran 5. So those are the players retained, and you can imagine when the auction comes around, quite a few players will be putting their names in. Will be very interesting to see how many of them will actually be picked up based on how they are performing now. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on and give you that little bit of information. I wanted to, talk about it earlier, especially that South Africa win, but I was a little bit preoccupied. But yeah, it's good. It's good to see India getting beaten at home like that. It might sound like I rejoice it, but it's impressive. It's impressive to know that they only had 120 to defend, South Africa that is, and they were able to do it like that. So I have to say congratulations to them on defeating them. Actually 124, right, was the target, and South Africa defended that. So congratulations to them. And I can imagine Temba Bavuma and his team, they're smiling. They recently won the World Test Championship, and now going 1-0 up in this series against India. It's a two-match series, so they can't lose the series. They can't lose the series. They can look for the sweep, yes, or so India might draw it, but that's one victory out of the series there, and they're playing 2 games. So shout out to South Africa. Big up.